Hello, hello, and welcome back to Habitual. Today we have a restorative Vinyasa flow. So go ahead and grab your mat. We'll move through some slow, deep stretches just to unwind at the end of your week. I will see you at the back of your mat on your knees. You can come into whatever comfortable position you would like. I'm gonna sit bum on heels. Hands come to the tops of your quads, start to rub up and down. Remembering that this practice is for you, you are not for this practice. So allow this practice to feel good in your body as we move through. Bring your hands to the back, grabbing onto the bottoms of your feet, pressing into the arch and going back down your foot. Then hands come up to your shins, rub around, come up to the tops of your quads. Sit up nice and tall, feeling the contact between your toes and your knees, between your calves and your hamstrings. Sit your bum back onto your heels, sitting up nice and tall through the crown of your head. Just taking awareness of your breath, the length of your inhales and your exhales. Allow it to become slow. Just by taking your awareness to it, your breath naturally slows down. So don't strain to do anything or feel the need to be rigid with how slow is slow enough. Just let your body do its thing. Remembering there's no performance here. You're here just to feel and to move. On your next inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, left hand comes to the mat, right hand comes up overhead, side body stretch on the right side. Inhale through center, right hand down, left hand up and over. Inhale back through center, start to walk your hands out to the front of your mat, coming onto all fours. Tuck your toes and step back into a high plank here. 4, 3, 2, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here and exhale. Bend into your knees, draw your heels to the mat. And then straighten your legs, letting your heels come maybe just a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees deeply here. Hang side to side in your forward fold. Letting your hands brush to the left and to the right. Come into a slow little twist until you come to a stop. Bend into your knees. Sweep your hands back up overhead. Take your right hand to your left wrist. Pull it up and over to the right side. Inhale through center, left hand, right wrist. Pull it up and over to the left side. Inhale, come through center. And exhale, swan dive forward, chest leads, hands follow. Plant your hands, step back, high plank here for 10 breaths. If during the 10 breath hold you need to drop your knees, feel free to do so. Pressing through your heels to the back of the mat, stretching the crown of your head to the front, pressing up through your heart center, between your shoulder blades. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift with your inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, hands sweep up overhead. And hands come down by your side. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. Sit down into chair, hands at heart center, and forward fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back, right foot forward, drop your left knee. Right hand comes up, simple twist. And exhale, right hand comes down, framing your foot, tuck your left toes under, high crescent lunge. And exhale, warrior two, opening up. Left arch intersects the right heel. And exhale, right hand to right ankle, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip your right hand, hand comes up overhead, humble warrior. And exhale, windmill your hands forward, low runner's lunge. Plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Pressing through your hands and your feet evenly. Hips draw back and up. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. And exhale, sit down into your chair. Plant your hands, forward fold. Step your right foot back, left foot forward, drop your right knee, right hand down. Find a simple twist. And exhale, left hand comes down, lift up into low runner's lunge. Hands come up overhead. And open up into that warrior two. Right arch intersects your left heel. Gaze is just beyond your left fingertips. Exhale, side angle, left ankle, right hand up overhead. Take your gaze up to your right hand. Inhale, warrior two. Stay for an exhale. And inhale, humble warrior. Right hand comes down your right hamstring or back behind you. Gaze goes up with your left elbow. And exhale, windmill your hands forward, coming into a low runner's lunge. Step your left foot back, high plank for 3 breaths. Belly button in towards your spine, pressing firmly through your hands and your feet. Exhale, drop your knees wide, toes together, back behind you. Sit your hips back into a child's pose. Let your forehead come down to the mat, finding rest on the mat. Fingertips stretch out a little bit further from your body. Inhale, shift forward, coming onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift up, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. And hands come down through heart center by your side. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. Right knee comes up to your chest. Bring your hands around to the shin, pulling that right knee in. And then release your foot out to the front of your mat. Hand comes behind your knee, down your calf, or onto the bottom of your foot. Holding for 3, 2, bend at your knee, release your hands and open up into a goddess squat. Hands come to heart center. Knees are pressing out wide to stay over your toes. Hips come down a little lower. Inhale, grounding through your heels. And exhale, forward fold. Toes face the side of your mat. Forward fold into Prasarita. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead into star. And exhale, sit down into the right leg for a little lunge. Hands come down to the mat. Sweep around to a lunge on the left and then to the right. Swaying side to side, Bringing blood flow to your hips, working on mobility here. 2, and stay on the left side. Extend your legs long. Hands come around to the outside of your left ankle and shift your hips over to the right side. Just coming into a nice hamstring stretch on the left side. Inhale, shift your weight to your left foot. Walk your hands around to the right side. Both hands come onto the outside of the right foot, and then shift your hips over to the left foot. Inhale, shift your weight back into that right foot. Walk your hands back to center and Prasarita forward fold. Bend into your knees. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. And exhale, sit down into your goddess. Heels in, toes out. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead. And exhale, Prasarita forward fold. Walk your hands around to the right side, coming into a low runner's lunge over the right foot, and step up through standing half splits into a forward fold. Bend into your knees, sweep your hands up overhead, and bring your hands to the front of your left shin, pulling it up in towards your chest. And then on your exhale, release your foot long, hands come behind your knee, down to your calf, or to the bottom of your left foot. Find your balance. It's okay to be wobbly. It's part of the practice. Release your foot in towards your bum. Squeeze it up and open up into that goddess squat. Toes are out, heels are in, pressing your knees away from your body. Maybe flutter your eyes closed. Inhale, sweep your hands up overhead, straighten your legs, and exhale, Prasarita forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and walk your hands around to the left side of your mat, coming into low runner's lunge on the left side. Step up through standing half splits into a forward fold. Press your hands into the mat, step your left foot back, right foot is forward, Anjayasana. Hands up overhead, hips are drawing forward, and exhale, forward fold over your right foot. And tuck your left toe under, lift up, heel to your right foot over to your left hand, and your right knee is at your right hand. Lower down into half pigeon. Staying here in an active half pigeon. If this feels great and you'd like to have more, walk forward, coming into a forward fold on your half pigeon. Completely surrendering to the pose wherever you are. On your next inhale, press your hands into the mat, tuck your left toes under, send your right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meeting in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead, and exhale into chair. Forward fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, step your right foot back, left foot is forward, low runner's lunge. Exhale, Anjayasana. Bringing your hands back down to the mat, tuck your right toes under, lift up into that low runner's lunge. Heel toe your left foot over to the right hand, left knee is at the left hand, and slide your hips back, coming into that half pigeon. Hands can be on the mat beside you, or you can walk your hands out in front of you, surrendering to this pose in whatever way feels right for your body.
Remember, each side of our body is different, so your experience in one posture may be different from the left to the right side, and that is A-okay. On your next inhale, press into your hands, tuck your right toes under, send your left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale onto your tippy toes, walk to the top of the mat, meet in a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands sweep up overhead. And exhale, hands come down through heart center by your side. Heel toe your feet out to the wide edge of your mat, so the outside of your foot runs along the edge of your mat. And then take your toes off of the mat. This may vary. If you're a little shorter, then you may need to keep your feet further in. Play with it, see what feels right. Your knees should be over your ankles wherever you are, and you should be able to press them away from your body. So here, hands up overhead. Exhale, sit down into your malasana. Elbows are pressing against the insides of your knees. Sitting up nice and tall here. Sitting back on your heels, not rocked forward on your toes. Letting your sacrum pull down towards the mat and your crown raise up towards the sky. Naturally tucking your chin slightly. And exhale, plant your hands, send your hips up, downward facing dog, heel toe your feet together, plant your hands and step back into it. Inhale onto your tippy toes, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, drop your knees, cross your feet and sit back onto your back. Let your feet come out in front of you, planted on the mat, hands out in front, and roll back onto your back. Bring your knees in towards your chest and rock side to side. Allow your feet to come up over your hips and then draw your knees down in towards your underarms. Your hands come outside of your feet, grabbing onto the bottoms. Coming into happy baby, allow your low back to be firmly planted into the mat. Breathing into your hip flexors here. Inhale and exhale. Here for 3 more breaths. Let it feel good. Inhale, release your hands, lift your feet up, stretch your hands up overhead and lower your feet down to the mat, going into a full body stretch. Plant your feet down on the mat, take your right ankle over your left leg so that it crosses over the left quad, and bring your knees in towards your chest, coming into figure 4. Stretching out your right glute here. You can either find stillness here or rock side to side, feeling the stretch change as you slowly and carefully rock side to side. Hold your left knee in, lift your right foot up towards the ceiling, lower it down to a hover, and switch legs. Planting your right foot down on the mat, let your left ankle cross over your right quad and pull your right leg in towards your chest. Coming into a left glute stretch, rocking side to side. Pull your knee in towards your chest, lift your left leg up.
and lower it down to a hover. Lift your shoulders up off of the mat. Pull your left knee in to meet your right. Pausing in Upasana. Rock forwards and backwards, coming into a seated posture. That is it for our restorative Vinyasa flow. I hope you have enjoyed it. Feel a little bit more open in your body. Thank you for joining. If you would like to continue on with your practice of movement and mindfulness today, feel free to check out the playlist. We have yoga, Pilates, HIIT, mindfulness and visualization meditations. If that has been enough for you, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you again tomorrow.